people, fear of socializing is called social anxiety. When we feel socially anxious, we become very focused on how we appear to others. People with fear of socializing decided to make sure that other people did not know that there existed. It calls power by a fear of socializing. My name is Sedani. In here, I'm going to be talking about the fear of socializing or social anxiety and how we can overcome about the situation. In my age, when I was 13, I found myself have a responsibility to be the spokesperson for my 3 younger siblings. Everything was not fine before because in that age there was too much fear of people's reaction to how I spoke on behalf of my younger siblings and how I am trying to deal with social environment full of rejection. In that sense, I was to scan or weekend to scan the room for signs of threat and disapproval. Signs that we may have made a mistake and risk rejection. And then we seek comfort in signs of approval, smile, hard nose, laughs, and so on. And while social anxiety can be exhausting, it is there for a reason. Social anxiety tries to protect us from rejection, and it does by tuning and the norms and dynamics of social groups, so that we can adjust our behavior to suit them and ultimately avoid rejection. This is good things because humans are social creatures. When someone has social anxiety disorder, they become overly concerned about others observing them, evaluating them harshly, and eventually rejecting them. So much so they start to building their lives around avoiding rejection. Because if you can avoid the attention of others, then no people have a less data to reject you. That's right? Right. Actually, it is normal for your brain and your anxiety levels to adjust your circumstance to get used to your situation. Okay, that's normal. But in here, I got 5 tips for you to overcome your fear of socializing. First, create awareness. When you will start feel anyone judging you by how you look, by how you walk, or maybe by how you talk, actually, it's just your insecurities. It's just your insecurities feeling that trying to harmful you. By create awareness, you can help yourself to mindfulness and know what actually you must think, not what other people think. Respect yourself by what you choose, not what other people trying to control you by choosing something. Second, engage and relaxation. When you are feeling overwhelmed about your anxiety, you can take a deep break and relax yourself, like inhale and exhale. Engage in relaxation technique can help you getting better, prepare for a moment you got extreme anxiety, like before presentation, before a meeting, or before talking with a lot of around people. But however, it's not for substitute anxiety treatment, just for relax yourself. Third, being friend of your neuroplasticity. It means make your brain adapt and change and expand and respond to situation you put in. Don't let your brain thought being alone was normal. We have been in the situation that COVID-19. We've been quarantined for 2 months, 3 months, or maybe 2 years. But don't make our brain to think alone was normal. Just think that your safe zone, just growing up, just being the small safe zone. Not being going out to your safe zone that before you're talking around people and then alone, not with other people. Just feeling like that, and you are not gonna feeling awkward again when you're going around to other people. Fourth, put yourself out there. Okay, forbid your brain to think that you are in the safe zone that grow. Let yourself acting social. Out yourself nature in such situation can send a message to your brain that you are safe. You got this, and your brain will slow down shift the anxiety levels. Fifth, change how you think, shift your focus, and let go of self-judgment. So when you have a social anxiety, you're extra self-conscious, you're extra self-judgmental, and you're extra good at beating yourself up afterward. So let's get ahead of those a little bit. So first, you're probably going to have a tendency to hyper-focus on yourself, to worry if you're saying something dumb things, or if you're standing awkwardly. You might think that everyone is looking at you and everyone is judging you. These are distortions, these are distractions. Most people are not thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves. and you're hyper focused on yourself doesn't help you have a good time or doesn't help you interact with others. So practice shifting your attention to other people, like how are they doing, what are they into. You can have a few questions to ask people, maybe like what are you excited about this week, or what are you really passionate about these days. And this could just get them talking about themselves, not talking about yourself. Now, next, if you're anxious, if you probably have tendency to beat yourself up after a social activity, you might think, oh, I am such an idiot, right? Oh, so, and basically it's saying, it's just, don't say that you're, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. You can just say, oh, thanks, brain, for giving me those, but I'd rather to think about something else. I'm not gonna think about myself. I'm not gonna, don't say that you're not gonna be selfish. No, don't think that other people talking about yourself, but trying to make people talking about themselves and sifting your brain, sifting, like don't make your brain full thinking about you. So you can let them stay there, but then just shift your attention to something you care about more. It could be the present moment. It could be something you do well. It's a homework right now, okay? But basically, you just acknowledge that though. You don't fight it. You don't engage in it by believing it or denying it. It is also, it can help to stay out loud. I'm having the talk that I'm such an idiot. You clearly define it as a talk. Then you look around for other talk. They are more helpful for you. The strategy may work in the short term, okay? May work in the short term. So you can identify early if you have a social anxiety. Go to the doctor and asking for help. Don't just self-diagnose something like that. Don't self-judgment. If you're feeling social anxiety, identify early and go to the doctor. But because if you're not, it's gonna causing more problems than they can solve. Okay? Thank you for watching my video. No